Hey, welcome to Vans Tried It. Today we're going to be making some Oreo Mint Bark. So we're going to start off with about 22 ounces of vanilla flavored baking chips. We're going to put them in the microwave. We're going to melt these all down. Now you can do this on a double boiler if you want. I'm just going to do it in the microwave. When you do it in the microwave, you just need to make sure you do it slowly. 25 seconds at a time, stir it. Just keep doing that over and over again until it's all melted together. And then as soon as this is melted, we'll get on to the next step. Okay, so our chips are all melted, and now what we're going to do is we have one package of Oreo Thins, and we're pretty much going to use this entire packet. Actually, there should be about 36 of these cookies in here. We're going to use 35, I think, because I'm going to make it a 5x7 grid here. But you're just going to take your Oreo cookie and get some of that white chocolate there on each one. And we're just going to make a nice little grid here. And you want them pretty much touching. So you want these to be kind of all together. And so I'm going to go ahead and get these all on the pan, and we'll get back to you when we're ready to go the next step. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put this back in the microwave for about another 15 seconds just to make sure it's nice and liquefied, because we're getting ready to pour it over our cookies. So let's get this back in the microwave. Alright, there we go. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to take the remainder of our melted chips here, and we're going to pour them all over our cookies here. Okay, now we just want to get this nice and spread out. You want to do it pretty gently. You don't want to be moving your cookies all around, or at least no more than you can help it. They're going to shift a little bit as you're doing this, but let me get that out the way. But that's okay. A little bit of shifting ain't going to hurt anything. We just don't want to get them all moved around. We want to go as far out to the edge as we can get. Just get a nice covering. Let some of that white chocolate or vanilla flavored chips, whatever you want to call it, just let it kind of get down in between. Then you can just take your spreader and you can give them a nice push together like that. Just get them all nice and evenly done. Just like that. Get the last of our stuff off of here. Just like that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take, I have about 10 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips. We're just going to melt those the same way we did these, and then when that's all melted up, we'll get back to you. Okay, so we have our semi-sweet chocolate all melted up. Now we're going to put this over the top here, and once again, we're just going to spread it out. This as evenly as we can. And you do want to go, fairly quickly, because once you take it out of the microwave or the double boiler or whatever you're using to melt your chocolate, it is going to start to set up immediately. Now, it's not going to set up instantly by any means, but you don't have all day, I guess is the way I would put it. Now we're just going to spread the chocolate over the vanilla. And you kind of want to keep them separate here. It's okay if you get a little white popping up. Not going to hurt anything, but just for the aesthetics of this candy, you want to keep them fairly separated. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you want to swirl them together in places. That's perfectly fine. You do it however you want to. But just get that spread over there really nicely. Once again, going as far out to the edges as you can. This is your chance here, putting this chocolate on here to kind of go out on the edges, especially of any cookies that you see are really kind of sticking out from underneath our candy coating here. So just like that, basically. And then the final part right here is I have here some mint fudge flavored baking chips. And we're just gonna sprinkle some of these over the top of this. This is what's going to give us our mint, to make it the mint Oreo bark. Put as little or as much on here as you want. And look, if you're not a big mint person, you could put all sorts of different candies on top of this, whatever is your favorite. And you could even leave it without the topping on here, but I think the topping adds a little bit of something nice to it. And so, just like that, this is prepared. Now, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to let this get all set up before we break it up into pieces. Now, you have some options here. You can put this in the refrigerator. That's going to speed up the setting process. You can put it in the freezer. The challenge to that is sometimes if you put this in the freezer, it's going to discolor the chocolate a little bit. So if you don't want to have some kind of like white streaky chocolate, maybe you don't want to do the freezer. But what we're going to do today is we're just going to leave this out at room temperature. I'm just going to go about my business. And then in a few hours, this is going to be all set up and we'll come back and break it up. And most importantly, give it a try. So we'll see you in a few hours. Okay, so this is about half our batch here. So I've gotten some of it broken up just to kind of show you what it looks like. And now the important part, we're going to see what it tastes like. So let's grab us a little piece of this. That is definitely a rich and decadent piece of candy. I love that crunch from the Oreo and the two different chocolates, the vanilla chocolate and the chocolate. And then you have those mint pieces on top. Everything just comes together so wonderfully. You definitely can't eat a lot of it at one setting because it is rich, but a little bit at a time, and this stuff is amazing. But hey, the bottom line, I tried it. You should too.